Man, it was
New
crazy
York
down there.
City.
So
New York City's crazy. It wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be. I thought it
what
was going to be Armageddon down there.
no, it wasn't that. What'd you think about staying in Times Square?
You know, I felt like I was smoking marijuana.
Yeah, definitely, there's definitely some smell down there, some stinky stuff. Um,
I was like, "Holy crap!"
for
Yeah,
sure, but
it was fine. It was cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, good
it was good. I
location.
mean, what did you think?
Yeah, it's a great location. I mean, there's a lot of stuff around there. We could just walk to the Javits Center. Um,
You can literally walk out of the hotel and like there's restaurants and bars right there, right?
everywhere, everywhere. Yeah. But what did you think? I wasn't that impressed with like the restaurants and bars that we went to. Like,
Me neither. Yeah, I wasn't either.
and we didn't even go to like the touristy ones, really, right? Like right in Times Square. We were trying to like find some stuff.
Well, we ended up hitting like Irish pubs.
Yeah, and they were okay. They were okay for sure. Um,
Yeah. It was fun.
but like I just feel like there's just so many places. It's hard to like narrow down like some really good places you should go, right?
Yeah, there's just so many choices, and then you walk out, and you're like, the plan is you're gonna walk somewhere, but you pass like 1,000 places before you get to that place, and you're like, oh, they all look interesting,
They all
right?
look
So you just go in, and like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. So it's hard, and I'm a planner. Like I go on Google Maps, and I'm like I look where I am, and I find like places around, like where I think I
yeah,
want
but you know
to
what the problem is? I'm not a planner,
go. Well,
and
I sent you
so
guys my itinerary, so you should see all.
no, it was good. It was good. We should have went to the Independent.
Yeah,
That would have been interesting. We did go
that
to the Theory Bar,
yeah, that was
which
cool. That
was
was
like,
cool.
yeah, it felt like an East Coast bar to me.
Yeah, that
You
was
know,
cool. What
I'm
about
living on the
what was
West
the
Coast
place
now.
with the with the musician playing?
I
That was
can't
pretty
remember what that place was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember. It was another Irish pub, but the Guinness wasn't as good
No,
there
it was
than the
good at
first place.
yeah, the first we went to what was called DB Cooper's.
Yeah. That was they had good Guinness there,
That was a real
and then
Irish
the second place we went to, they had good Guinness as well.
yeah, yeah, so that was good. It was fresh for sure. Um,
Yeah.
so so then I parked right in Times Square. I parked at like Laz Parking and left my car there for a couple days, $70 for 24 hours.
Yeah, and they took good care of your
They
car
did,
too,
they
right?
took good care of it. They took pictures before and then I inspected after and it's just perfect as I left it. So I'm cool with that. Um, and then I drove out of the city. I used FSD 13 to get out. I
Oh, did
wanted
you download the new one or no?
so yeah,
Yet?
that's part of the story. So I had FSD 13 loaded on my car when I drove down to New York, and I didn't really use it in the city. On the way down, but on the way back, I wanted to
Mhm.
try it in traffic a little bit, and it was good. It was pretty predictable and safe. It was making like I had it in standard mode. It was making lane changes and stuff. But when I parked it in the garage, as soon as I got there, I got a notification for the update to get FSD 14, right? And now this one's got like different profiles and it can park automatically at the destination and things like that. So I want to try that on the way back real bad. So
Yeah.
I fired up my phone hotspot and I'm like, oh, I should be able to download this quickly, right? And I'm like, so it started downloading and I thought by the time I got to a supercharger it'd be ready and I could like
You could do it?
do the update, but it like sucked all my hotspot data down and it still
Oh.
only got to 30%.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah. So I was getting these
Yeah,
notifications.
I don't think I would have tried that at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have waited for
I
sure.
wasn't gonna apply it in the city like until I got to the supercharger because
Yeah.
I'll go inside and get something to eat, and it take maybe 20 minutes or something. I don't mind. But so yeah, I wasn't able to apply FSD 14, but that was it. And the other thing is like I wanted to tell people like the range, like for a Model 3 Performance, if you were driving 100 miles, I'm just about 100 miles to the city,
Yeah.
and 50, I used 50% power to get into the city, 50% to get back. Um,
Yeah.
so that's only 200-mile range, but traveling at high speeds over 80 miles an hour, I would say most of the time.
Yeah, you're definitely not you're in the sport mode, right? The whole
Yeah,
time.
I was in insane mode. always running the
Oh,
same
there.
road. So yeah, I mean, I know a long range Model 3 could probably easily do that trip without
You
charging.
know what I just realized? Not to
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
into your story, is you had the new performance. I didn't get to see it.
Oh, you didn't even get to see it. I know. You should have
No,
hung around. That's a good idea.
damn, I didn't. I just realized that. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, you use about 50% down, 50% back. So if someone is doing that every day, they need to charge to 100% at home and then maybe stop for 10 minutes at the rest stop at the supercharger, right? And either on the way down or on the way.
Way home or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's doable. I don't know who would want to do that trip every day because it took
No
me
way.
like almost 5 hours, I think, to get back with traffic.
No.
So it's
That's
insane. I know
terrible.
people would take the train probably, right? If they're doing
Yeah,
that.
that traffic in that area is like pretty insane. I mean, we were just talking about I drove from Rhode Island to New Jersey, like Randolph, New
Yeah,
Jersey. Oh, 4.5 hours, I think it was.
yeah,
And it like the navigation kept taking us off.
yeah,
I don't think it saved us any time at all. But just that area just seems, I don't know what, I can't remember the freeway.
yeah. Yeah, the
Um,
traffic is
I,
insane. Like, it was moving. I think there was an accident. I got rerouted to the Merritt
yeah.
Pike, but then it was moving, but still took a long time. One
Yeah,
other
yeah.
thing about travel, Brian, before we get into the show. So, did you use your digital ID?
Oh, I did. I was going to bring
Yeah,
that up. So I didn't use it on the way. I got up to the TSA and I got nervous. I was like, "Here, let me give them the passport." So on the way though, from I flew out of Newark and I had my passport ready,
yeah.
and then I tried to use my digital ID, didn't work.
Ah,
The TSA agent did not. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not." She goes, "Yeah, we do take them," but she didn't know where I was supposed to hold it.
oh, really? So you
Yeah,
want?
because if you double click your phone, you open up your wallet. It says
Yeah,
digital ID
yep,
and passport verified. You have to go through like kind of like a verification process
yeah,
on your phone with your facial recognition and stuff like that. But yeah, it didn't like I put it under the scanner, I held it close to the thing. She didn't know where to put it, and I was like, screw it, because people are waiting. I was
yeah,
like, here's
yeah.
my passport.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it didn't. It's set up, but it just didn't work with that individual. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll get used to it. It just rolled out last week. I just wanted to see if you guys were able to use it.
yeah,
But
tried. They were aware of it. They just didn't know.
yeah,
Like the person I was working with did not know
yeah.
what to do. So
So it'll be good. Basically, you just don't need to pull out your driver's license or passport when you're.
yeah, you just double click, hand the phone to them as normal. Or actually, I try to scan it, and then they just take your photo and you move on. Right? You don't have to do
Yeah, I
anything,
mean,
and
when
then
they
you're
take your license, they take a picture of it, and then maybe they take a picture of you too, just to make sure you match or something.
they don't take your license anymore.
Oh, they don't take it anymore. Okay.
Wait, let me
Interesting.
think about that.
Interesting. Well,
No,
it,
they do. They do. I'm sorry. I apologize. They
yeah,
do. They do.
they take your license, but I don't know what they do with it. If they scan it in, if they look at your face and say, "Oh yeah,
I
that's
think
you,"
I think they scan it is what they
yeah, I
do.
think that's what they do. And then just
Um, yeah, you no longer have to give them your plane ticket, right?
plane ticket. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Anyone that didn't have a plane ticket would be nuts to try to get in there anyway. Like, why
Yeah,
would you go?
why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's get into the show. So
Yeah,
ISC East, what was your overall impression? Like, it was busy, right?
it was really busy. I liked the show. I wish they had like more options for food. I guess they did, but we didn't find it. But regardless, the show was really good. Like traffic was really good. So I went to ISC East. That's what we just went to,
Yeah,
and then I've also gone to ISC West. ISC West, a lot more people,
yeah,
and that happens in Vegas. This one happens at the Javits
yeah,
Center
yeah.
in
Javits Center.
New York City, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, overall the traffic flow was really good throughout the whole show.
yeah,
The second day you could tell was lighter, but I think you mentioned it too. Like the conversations you had were like better.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for
the
sure.
first day it was like high traffic. We had a really good booth location, I think. It was like on the edge, but as you entered, it was on the edge. Um, and so when people walked in, they kind of like feathered out and like went around.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got hit with a lot of traffic, right? But
Yeah.
then you're like, what am I going to be talking about? Like, you just start talking to people. But um, yeah, the first day was really like high traffic, real good flow, all the way to the end of the show, which was
Yeah.
from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. the first day, and then 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. the second day. So really good
Hmm.
traffic flow on the first day. The second day, lighter, but still good traffic flow. I went to the hospitality show. Where was that? I can't remember what state that was, but um, that show was a sleeper, man. Like there's like the second day of ISC East was like way busier than their first day.
Yeah.
Like way busier. Like it was super slow, the hospitality show, but ISC East was a good show for us.
Yeah. I think, and
What
I,
did
like
you
you said,
think?
I thought it was good too. And like you said, like, the first day people were just like blasting through, and, they're kind of seeing things, and maybe that looked interesting in the booth, but they were just like, exposed to hundreds of vendors there, right? Um, but then the second day, they were kind of coming back to have conversations, like to the ones that are most interesting, I think.
Yeah. And
Um,
there was maybe I shouldn't say this,
mm,
but there was only really two networking companies there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so I think that what's that?
yeah, only two networking companies were there that have like a full line of networking products, right?
Yeah, along with it. So there was a little bit of tie-in with like switching, but we were
Yeah,
there to show off our surveillance solution, right? So we had our good buddy Tony there. I would say he's our lead PM engineer for the surveillance solution. So he was there from Taiwan, and then yourself was there. You did a really good job, Jeff.
thanks.
You did a lot of booth work, man. You worked the booth.
I'm trying.
And then there was Eddie Lee. I think a lot of people know Eddie. He's our PM here in California. And then who else? Myself. And then Tone, who's our social media guy. He
Mhm.
was also there. So people kept us busy.
Yeah,
Like I felt like I was doing a lot of talking. I'm like losing my voice now, but but like the quality of people were really good, and it a lot of it is brand building, right?
yeah.
And getting awareness about our EnGenius solution at that particular show. So I think that was really helpful. Um, and then let's talk about the solution a little bit.
Yeah, so let's talk about the camp. So a little bit more about the show, but like, so everyone there, it was like a physical security show, right? So
Yeah.
so everyone there had cameras everywhere. Just lot
Yeah,
from
there was either that or like door access, right? The
right.
other the
Yeah,
other
it was
part of
either
that was
access or
door access.
cameras. So most booths just had they had like a stick with like just like random cameras on it, right? Like they all look the same.
Yeah, yeah,
But the Ingenious booth was more tailored toward the software and the cloud I think,
yeah,
that got people interested. Yeah, there's a camera there,
yeah, for sure.
but it's the cloud and the AI that really sets Ingenious apart from the other vendors that are just like have some hardware there that they all look the same.
Yeah, so what that was very interesting, right? So like for the longest time, 20 years now, like we've been selling like hardware, right? A lot of
Mhm,
hardware. And the play was typically the secondary piece was like software.
mhm.
But that has definitely transitioned, right? So
Yeah.
like over the years it's always been about like the software, but that was like really a big takeaway for me, right? So like people were coming up and like, oh no, I want to use your software on my third party cameras.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
want to that's what I want to do, right? So
Yeah.
that was one of my takeaways, and we're like, you can onboard third party devices, right? You can
Yeah.
onboard third party cameras, but I think I'm getting a little ahead of
Yeah, but no,
what we're talking
that's
about.
a good point. So everyone has cameras; they already have them deployed. It's kind of like Wi-Fi, like, right? They have them out there, but they're not good because they have to wait for something to happen. Then they have to review hours of footage to maybe find something on
Yeah.
that event, right? Um,
Yep.
and they have to pay somebody, probably for cloud storage or for the number of cameras they have or some sort of license, right?
Yep, yep,
With the ingenious solution, everything's on that camera. Like the camera has the AI processing and it has the storage on the camera.
yep.
So
Yeah, so you're doing AI at the edge, but we're
yeah,
also doing AI within the cloud too to
right.
learn different types of events and things like that. So both the camera AI is learning and the cloud is also learning at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So but the heavy work's being done on the camera, I would say. So that basically you don't have to buy anything else. You buy the camera, you add it to the Genius Cloud, and basically you don't have to pay any additional licensing if you don't want, right? There's other
That's right.
features that you can get. If you want that cloud AI uh, feature, then you can buy
Yeah.
tokens for that. But it's a separate. You can just buy that camera, hang it up, add it to the cloud, and you have a great camera that you can manage and get
Yeah.
edge AI from, right? Immediately. And
Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of conversations on a lot of conversations I had with customers where they're like, "Well, do I have to put it on your NVR?" And all the
right, right.
and how much are your cameras and that kind of thing. Just trying to figure out like where we were.
Yeah,
First of all, you don't need an NVR whatsoever. You
right,
can buy a camera. There's two cameras available that Jeff has. There's the bullet camera. It's a 249 MSRP price point, very competitive. And then there's a dome that's a 299 price point.
yeah,
You can buy those cameras, install those cameras, and they're cloud manageable. And so if you just use the cameras and that's it, you can
right,
use cloud, which is you create an account and it's free. If you're sitting within the environment with the same LAN, you're not paying for any licensing whatsoever, and you have a security solution for your business.
right,
And so you can be done with that. But like what you're saying, you can start to layer more intelligence on top of that, such as if you want to have full remote access, maybe that's when you would go into like a license. Or if you want to implement AI, then you would implement like the tokens of that
yes,
kind of thing.
right. But you don't need to do that. And the other thing is you can just buy one of these cameras and add it to your current NVR system, right? Because they use standards like ONIF and RSTP. So you can just add this to your current NVR and then also have the AI stuff in the cloud management on the side, right? So you may just put one in the entrance of your business
Yeah,
where you're looking to detect these events, and then as you see how useful they are, you can maybe replace more of your cameras, but you still will have all that raw video footage on your NVR that you already own, right?
that's right. Yeah, and the other thing, maybe I missed it when you may have said it.
Yeah.
With our system, you can go into cloud and you can configure to offload that video onto NVR if you want to, right?
Right. Right.
So you do have that capability, but all of our cameras have memory on it already. So you're getting about 20 to 30 days of memory on the camera itself, depending on
Right.
the activity, the type of activity. So you can pull that video faster. You can watch that video fast. So you don't have to. You're not pulling it from the cloud. You're pulling it from directly from the camera. So
Right.
that was another big benefit that we kind of recognized talking with a lot of customers because that was a concern. But it doesn't matter in our scenario. It doesn't really matter because the memory is localized, right?
Yeah. And
AI is localized, and the footage is localized.
it's storing event clips on the device so that you're not just recording the video stream over and over. So like you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah,
that local storage, the 256 gig or 512, it can store a lot of video clips for actual events that happened, right? It's not like
yeah,
your basic AI NVR maybe just recording stream after stream until it like runs out of disk space, right? Um,
right, right.
but this is different. It's recording smart events, not just like getting
Ex-
triggered for anything.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so with that, yeah, you're getting anywhere from depending on the camera, 20 to 30 days, I think it is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it depends. Like I said, it depends on the footage,
And
and
when you talk
that's
about
that's
pricing,
that's local storage.
it's interesting because like you have such a wide variety of types of cameras, right? Like you could probably get a $50 camera that's like super no intelligence on it, just like totally dumping video to the NVR, right?
Right, exactly.
This is a lot higher value because it's like an NVR in that camera as well as the AI processing, right? Um,
Exactly.
so you don't need that back end system, that dumb NVR to, to be stolen or break or consuming power on your site, right?
Right. Yeah, and kind of our idea behind it is that we didn't want to just give a simple camera. First, that camera can be cloud manageable, so you can mass configure, you can mass deploy. It also shares the same ecosystem as our switches, our routers, our access points, indoor and outdoor, and our PDUs, right? So it all is on one ecosystem.
Yeah,
But the AI side, we built a lot of intelligence into it, and some of the things that we talked about the show, and there was a lot of interest of this. And this is another takeaway I had is that I can identify people, I can do facial recognition,
yeah,
but because we have a combination of AI on the camera and AI in the cloud, um, say for example you have a building with 100 cameras, 1,000 cameras. When you do facial recognition, it's going to search those people. Cloud is going to search those people across all 100 to 1,000 cameras. So now you can capture, you don't have to go through and look through footage. It's finding that particular person across all those cameras. And then once it finds that, it builds a timeline of where that person was, where they entered the building, where they went throughout the building, and where they left. So you can track somebody throughout the whole building. So you can do that, through facial recognition of finding an individual and then tagging that person and say, okay, track this person. Or you can take somebody's photo, upload that photo, and do the same thing.
yeah, exactly. People are really interested in that timeline function, right? Where
Yeah.
it'll show where that person came in, goes from one camera or another, like a casino or something. I'd love to see that, right? Um,
Yeah, exactly.
to be able to see where that person went. And our Wi-Fi system will already do that. Like if we tag a device, it can show like which access point they roam across in the timeline, right? So that I think they're very interested in seeing that. And a lot of people, I don't think a lot of other companies are doing that because they're like, well, how are you doing? How are you doing it across cameras? It's because of it's just
Yeah.
sending metadata to the cloud, right? So it doesn't have to actually have all those video streams.
It's sending, yeah, metadata, which is time stamped. So, you can, as you're tracking that person, you're tracking the time as well.
Yeah,
So you have a timeline to that. So you're basically, in a criminal case, you're building the case of how this person went throughout the environment, that kind of thing.
and
So
same,
that was that.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say same thing with the license plate tracking, LPR.
Yep.
So that was interesting too to see you could track a vehicle across. A lot of systems will do make and model, but this is like showing where that vehicle went across cameras in a timeline, right?
Right. Exactly. I kind of question if they're doing make and model.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it
Other
seems like
other
everyone
other
has that.
companies.
Oh, you don't think they
Yeah.
are doing it?
I don't think they're doing that. I mean, they're doing license. Other companies are doing license plate recognition on like very expensive cameras, right?
Yeah,
And so they can identify the license plate. But we're taking it a step further. So if somebody's pulling into a parking garage, we're capturing that license plate, but we're also building a timeline of how that person's traveled through the parking lot,
yeah,
what time they came in, what parking spot they're in, depending on where the cameras are, right? So
yeah,
I had a couple of conversations with access control companies that you know we want to be able to make sure that they're going to the right parking spot, which
yeah.
was interesting. I never heard of that, but that makes a lot of sense once I
Hmm,
talked to somebody about that. But yeah, so yeah, currently we're building timelines on devices like iPhones, right? Like
yeah,
when I walk into the office, you can see how my device roams across different access points.
yeah,
It's the same idea, but you're using visual like photos
yeah.
and license plates, right? So that's pretty awesome.
And then one other thing that kind of ties in, a lot of people are asking about physical locking systems or how you could tie in the cloud AI video processing to that, right? Like and there's an API for the EnGenius Cloud, right? And you just need to have
Yeah.
a pro license for it, but you can tie into that. And for example, with the license plate, you could read the license plate and if the car's allowed, you could put the barrier raise up,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Raise up and let the vehicle in.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there's a lot of talk around integrating into current like MDU. So I'll call it MDU software,
Yeah,
like multifamily software, and that is definitely something that can be done. We're already working with companies that do it.
yeah,
So yeah, there's a full thing of APIs that you can utilize to do that type of integration. And then really quickly, I don't know if we have time to talk about this, but webhooks was the other thing that we talked
that's what
about.
I was gonna say next. Yeah,
Yeah, so we are working on providing some documentation around webhooks and being able to do that as well.
yeah.
You know
So
more about that than I do, I think, but
yeah, I mean, what? Send me the documentation on the API, cloud API. Also, I know I asked you,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
look at it. I'm gonna set it up so to be able to answer people's questions about that. But I had one gentleman asking me if he has a store. If someone comes to the front door and has a mask on, don't let him in. Don't unlock the door. Um,
yeah.
so that's the sort of thing you could probably do with a webhook easily. It just helps you to build, instead of having to use the API, the webhook could be easier and faster to, to connect the systems basically.
Well, the other thing, right, it's already
Mhm.
built in,
Yeah,
is the SD alerts, right? So
right.
SD alerts are software defined alerts. So depending on the industry or the vertical that you're in, you can actually create you can define your own type of alert. So, as an example, a guy walking up with a mask,
Yeah,
you can create that as alert. You can what you're saying is lock the door, or don't unlock the door. You can also create alerts where the person gets an alert when somebody walks up with a mask on,
yeah,
or you can be specific in like assisted living. If somebody's fallen or if somebody's being abusive to a patient, you can set alerts for that as well. So you can
yeah,
actually define your own alerts, and cloud will learn different types of movements, and then and be able to alert you to these different activities. Right. So
and they actually should integrate the webhooks with the SD alerts so that if you create an alert in the cloud system and it fires off, then that's when you want to push that webhook out.
yeah,
To
that's a
do
really good
something.
idea.
Yeah, to do something in the physical world with another device or such. So
Yeah,
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 pretty interesting stuff. I think we have a lot better feel for like what these cameras will do, how they do it, and what other cameras out there will do. There's a lot of talk about other people charging licensing, having to buy a server of some sort.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
just to get it to work or pay to use their cloud, right? Pay a cloud license just to use the cloud.
Yeah, it definitely helped me better understand yeah, what's happening out in the space, right? What people
Yeah,
are, because you never know. You do your own research and you're like, "Oh, this is what they're currently doing right now." But then you learn like what they're positioning, how they're positioning themselves, and what
yeah,
they have is new, right?
yeah,
Which Ingenious is in a really good position right now.
yeah. Because you can manufacture these in bulk, and the bottom line is you have to somehow pay for the AI processing and the storage. But when you buy the Ingenious Cloud camera, it's all on the camera. So you already paid for that
Yeah,
when you bought it at that pretty low price. Um, and you own it. And then if you want to scale, you just add another one, and it's going to add the storage and the GPU for the Edge AI right there. So you're not having to like pay for these like ever increasingly licenses, right?
that's right.
So all right, Brian, sounds good. Sounds like we had a good show there, good offload of the
Yeah.
information, and I'm gonna try to get back to some of these people that are contacting me about it today. And remember, like and subscribe.